We got some more Rogue One to talk here. Now, I like Gavin Mcinnes.
I do too, and I purposefully did not watch this video, so you making me watch it.
I already did a video about this, but I didn't post it yet because I like, fuck it, we'll just talk about it on the podcast. But so I've got like a solo thing of this that I've already done, but I figured we'd watch it here since I haven't put it up yet.
Like, I purposefully avoided this video by him.
Well, I'm going to torch you then. I mean, dude, this is probably the dumbest shit he's ever done, and I think it's going to bite him in his ass, honestly.
Oh, hi, it's you guys. Have you noticed that progressivism is ruining entertainment?
Yes, I have. Have you, Cody?
Yeah, like
Shit.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And diversity has to be in everything. I know this has been around for a long time, and it's very obvious in commercials. Everyone has to be mixed race and stuff. And look, I have a pink phone. I have a visible minority family. I get it. It exists. Yes. But even if I was a progressivist liberal, I would go, can you stop cramming my own agenda, cramming homework into all of my entertainment? You're ruining it. Like that show Black Mirror on Netflix. Awesome show, unbelievably well written, shocking. You know, they say Christopher Hitchens was freakishly good at debating. This show is freakishly well written, but everyone has to be black, and we need to have a perfect pizza pie of genders and preferences in every episode. It's distracting and it's boring. And I noticed this when I was watching Star Wars. Now, I'm an adult, and I don't think it's normal that adults care a lot about Star Wars.
A boot.
Fuck you.
By the way, now here's my line. I'm gonna try to keep a level head. It is normal for adults to like Star Wars, and I'll tell you why. Because people tend to hold on to the things they grew up with. Case in point, I guarantee there's shows from this guy's youth or whatever. I mean, he's not even much older than us. But, you know, I'm sure there's, like, certain things from his past, from his youth that he holds on to that he's like, oh, yeah, I'll still watch that. Like my
hockey.
dad. Yeah. Well, like my dad. Like, he was a big fan of, like the $6 Million Man and, like, the 60s Batman TV show. And he still watched him, like, well into his fucking 40s and 50s. You know, like, fucking, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just
the
entertainment.
reason why TV Land is a channel.
Exactly, dude. It's just entertainment. And people that get worked up over shit like that are like, oh, I'm an adult. I don't like, dude. You're cheating yourself out of entertainment. That's all you're doing. If you don't like it, don't like it. But don't make excuses for the reasons you don't like it. Oh, because I'm an adult. Like, no, you're just a dick.
Gavin.
Sorry, guys. Don't freak out. Don't threaten to kill me.
We already did it.
But
We already
I have
did
kids,
it.
And I'm watching it going, you have this cool chick in it, and she's got her lightsaber, and you go, chicks don't do that. You just ruin the movie. And by the way, you're bad at your own agenda. That black guy you made, the stormtrooper dude, you made him to be such a sweetheart that he has no personality. He's just like this empty Don Cheadle robot who's just anyone's dog for a bone. Hi, what's that? I don't exist. I'm basically the dog from Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, now, the fucked up thing about this is, like, you're talking about a made-up universe. You're not talking about a movie that's based in Compton, California, or Detroit, Michigan. You know, like who's to say
you mean
that
like 8 Mile and the other Public Enemy, whatever
exactly.
that one was called?
You're not talking about these fucking movies that are based in our world. You're talking about movies about aliens and people from other planets and galaxies, and who's to say that, like, what are you gonna find a fucking black guy in the Star Wars galaxy that's all, what up, my nigga? You know, and shit like that. No, like, you're not, and you might find a woman that can beat the shit out of some dudes.
If we were going to have that black guy, it would have been Sam Jackson.
Yeah,
like the only role that he hasn't said a cuss word in. Yeah, like he didn't even say what the hell.
It's just a dumb thing, and I think at this point, like, this video here shows me that people like Gavin, and I love him to death, and they are so, like, I have to make videos about, like, this type of stuff So
and he was just cherry picking.
Yeah, so let's just go
Star
after
Wars
something
was
obvious.
coming out,
It's
yeah.
coming out, like, this was put up last week, so it's like people will be searching Star Wars and people be wanting Star Wars content. So let me do it, but I have to do it in my own frame. You know, I have to do it from the
He has to find
non-PC.
something to be mad about it.
Yeah, you know, like, which I'm cool. I don't like PC shit either, and I think we should point it out, but...
Like, I mean, like, Gavin's not doing anything right now that he doesn't do in every other video.
Yeah.
Which is, like, make his points in a comedic way. Mm-hmm. It's just that this time, I want him to shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, too, like, this time he's making his points, but it's obvious, like, I don't feel like he believes his points even.
Well, like,
in this one.
he said, there's a chick wielding a lightsaber. That doesn't happen. All right, like
I mean, again, it could happen even in our world, but why wouldn't it happen in a science fiction universe? If you really want to believe the narrative, like, look, yes, men and women are different biologically. There's no arguing that. Most men, by design, are stronger and bigger than women. These days, there's a lot of girly men out there, so I don't say that definitively.
And a lot of manly women.
And a lot of manly women. But from his point of view, he thinks that women should never be like that. Like, they don't want to be like that. Even the ones that are don't want to be like that for whatever reason. But let's just say from that point of view, couldn't there be a sci-fi universe where they are like that? You know?
Well,
like,
I mean,
so why bitch about that?
Do you remember how mad people got at, like, maybe almost a year ago? Like, because it was after the release of the movie, but people were so mad that Rey was not featured so hard on, like, the promotional stuff and why she didn't have the lightsaber, why did Finn have it? And it's like, because that was the big reveal of the movie.
Exactly, that was the surprise.
That was it. That was the big reveal. And, like, you guys want to
well,
be
then, too,
upset.
they kind of pulled a bait and switch, too. They wanted you to be like, oh, is Finn the Jedi, or is it Rey, you know?
Yeah. Well, and, like, so the comment about a girl not wielding a lightsaber is just kind of stupid, and he's only making that.
No, I will agree that it like, I mean, the people at Disney are obvious cucks. You know, they're obvious fucking
Well, they said
feminists.
that they want to diversify it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're obviously doing it on purpose.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
But it
to
doesn't.
me, it doesn't.
It doesn't
feel
hurt.
it.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt the
Right.
like the thing about like Rogue One and Force Awakens.
They both had
they might
female
have
leads.
they might
Female
have a
leads.
feminist agenda behind them. The writers might themselves be feminist,
But it
but
didn't come off
it
that
doesn't
way.
come off that way. Like, unlike Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
that is all about like girl power and shit like that, and putting it in your face that girls can do anything, and you know all this shit. It's like, cool, I agree they can, but don't force it in my fucking face.
Same thing
it's
with
an
Mad
agenda.
Max Fury Road.
Yeah,
Like, I
exactly.
watched that movie, never saw a bit of feminist ideology in it. I saw it as
Exactly.
a great movie with strong characters in both sexes.
So again, I feel like, you know, if it was like an obvious like girl power, blah 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 in your face, but again, it's a sci-fi universe. They can do whatever the fuck they
I
want.
think the simplest way, like, to really put it out is like, if the story is written well,
Exactly.
and the characters are written well, it doesn't matter who plays them.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, if they can act, that matters.
Yeah.
But his stupid I can fix his quip about Finn right now. He was programmed from the day he was captured as a small child, bred to be a conform, do what you do.
Yeah, but he always felt like what he was conforming to wasn't right.
Yep.
And that's why he eventually snapped and was like, I can't do this. You know, on his first mission.
I mean, yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's also, you know, a liar. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm part of the rebellion.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with the resistance. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go on.
And then now the new one is coming out, and they're going to ruin that too. Let me explain
They
something
didn't,
to you
Gavin.
about the vast majority of humans. Boys, and not even all boys.
But we're not talking about humans here. That's the problem. We're talking about a sci-fi universe. We're talking about fiction, Gavin.
What I think he's making that point of is like right there, without hearing the rest of his thought, is he's thinking boys are more prone to go see Star Wars than girls are.
I mean, yeah. Let's go on.
But let's say a good 72% of boys have fantasies about going pew, 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 pew. Wimp boys don't. And as far as girls go, maybe 5%, maybe the tomboys. It's very rare. They usually end up being lesbians.
I mean, look, he's probably right to some extent on that. I think the number's a little larger these
I
days.
saw a couple of hot chicks wearing Star
Yeah.
Wars shirts at the theater tonight.
They have fantasies about that. But now, because we have to ram this diversity down everyone's throat, it's all about chicks, and it's all about A&T male, and even if you do agree with that, why are
there wasn't, dude.
There
I
was
wouldn't
no
say that.
anti-male
Yeah, there
shit
was
in that
nothing
movie.
anti-male about this or Force Awakens.
No.
You know, yeah. I mean, the main protagonist is a female, but the male characters are just as fucking heroic.
Yeah,
and just as prominent.
And it doesn't bother me that the main protagonists in both movies were females.
I mean, yeah, who cares? It's written well. That's the thing.
are you ruining science fiction with it? I just read the other day, what did it say? That one of the writers, he said, please note, he's Miles McInnes, basically. Please note that the Empire is a white supremacist.
That shit does piss me off.
Well, but that's also kind of true.
Well, but no, fuck white supremacists, because it's another
They're
fucking
human
universe.
Supremacists,
yeah,
though.
it's
Human
another
supremacists.
fucking universe. Like, the concept of white supremacist does not fucking exist. Like, you can't call it that. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, everything these days, if it's about white people, is white supremacists, and that shit pisses me off. And it's not even specifically about white people. You know, you got fucking Darth Vader, who is James Earl Jones. You know, I mean, he's still a white dude.
Played by a white guy, voiced by a black guy. Like,
his suit's black. Come on.
his suit's black. Well, but I mean, no, that maybe not white supremacists, but they are
No, they're
definitely in the lore. They hate aliens, and there's been only a very few select instances where an alien.
I don't even know
Empire.
if they hate really aliens.
Oh,
they
they
just
do.
want to rule the galaxy, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it's
but
all about.
they totally like. Part of their thing is that humans are above aliens.
I mean,
at
yeah,
all
but I'm
points.
just saying, like, their biggest goal isn't like, you know,
Their biggest goal is just put everything underneath my thumb and hold
exactly.
Then he puts in brackets human. If you are a white supremacist and you're not a human, it's not racist because you're not a
probably
human.
true.
Like, no one cares about white robots being white supremacists or white lizards. So you don't have to add human, you fucking moron. But yeah, it's a white supremacist human organization. And then another guy adds that. This is the other writer for Rogue One. The first guy was Chris Weitz, and the other guy's Gary Whitta. He goes, opposed by multicultural. I can't even do it without laughing. These guys are being super serious about their super awesome new Star Wars. Opposed by a multicultural group led by brave women. Ooh.
I'll tell you, there were 3 women that I saw in that movie: Leia, Jyn, Mothma. Everybody else had a dick between their legs.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm scared.
They were
Stop
in
trying to
power.
scare.
Like 2 of those girls were the most powerful, though.
Yeah, but
You
I
know.
mean, you know.
But I mean, I don't, you know.
Me, I'm not scared of that. I just go, that doesn't happen. It's like Nick DiPaolo says, I can't watch.
I don't know if you're meant to be scared of them. You're meant to be scared of their forces. You know, like not us specifically, but the Empire. You know, like
Yeah.
I think that's the point. Is like the rebellion's this huge force at this point in time. You know, not as big as the Empire, but they're strong.
Yeah, they're
You know,
growing.
and they know they hit them where it counts. So yeah, I don't know.
Movies anymore. I can't, my suspension of disbelief can't handle Angelina Jolie beating up 6 berets. Green berets. But okay, check out this commercial. Let's show the Nissan one. This is, you know how your mom is always fantasizing when she's driving about being shot at by spaceships because women love science fiction so much? You checked off the box of Nissan. You checked off the box of the movie. You checked off the box.
Fucking Canadian motherfucker. Here's what I said about this in my video, and I'll say it again here. So I don't know if I'll release the video or not. I might as well not, since we're doing this. But this commercial isn't made for moms. It's not made for women. This commercial is made for kids. So they see it and they're like, "Hey, mom, you got to get this car. Look at this shit."
It's called Rogue. If we buy it, we'll be in Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. That's kids see this commercial and they're like, "Oh my God, Star Wars! Mom, look at this shit. It's so cool. You could be driving around fighting stormtroopers."
It's a diversity. Great. You fit all 3 into this commercial. You forgot plausibility. No women have this fantasy.
Some do.
Yeah.
Simulation initiated.
Please initiate simulation. Ooh, I better move. Swerve.
See, man, a kid sees this commercial and like it's like over.
Yep.
You know, like that. Mom, you have to get this car. Now, whether or not that works on a parent or not, I mean, I guess a parent has money, maybe, but
Or the rich nerd.
exactly, yeah, or
Sees
the
it
rich
and he's
nerd,
like,
yeah.
okay, fine, I'll buy this car.
And again, like in that point, it doesn't matter that it's a woman driving the car. It's just it's just the car.
Right.
Watch out for the big thing with the feet. It's gonna get you, Mom. Stop! A droid that's valuable might be crossing the street.
Take on any galaxy with a car that could stop for you.
Simulation complete.
Honey, I did a droid simulation on the way home from my friend's tea party where we talked about Real Housewives all night, and I almost hit a droid. I almost hit a black droid. Human matters. And this goes back to Duracell had a similar ad, but it was for girls. And I really want you to skip ahead to right when the kid is fighting in the hallway. This is plausible, right? This little Aryan boy fighting them. Psoo, psoo, psoo. Yes. Most boys have this fantasy, and it's really awesome, by the way.
Everything okay, bud?
I'm not sure yet. Hurry.
Stop. Out of the two people that are going to run up to a kid who's, by the way, has Asperger's, he has mental problems if he's panting from a stormtrooper fantasy. They're upstairs, Mom. Give your kid less Adderall. But the mom does not run up and hand her son a lightsaber. Moms don't do that. You going outside to play Cowboys and Indians, son? Here, take this 6-gun. Pew! Blow their fucking heads off, boy. So he goes outside, and I can't.
Now, one thing I'll say about this is I do kind of agree to a certain point, is like commercials and even like TV and movie to a certain extent too have kind of gotten on this kick, and it's been going for about the past decade or so, where you can't portray men as the hero. Like men always have to be portrayed as like the aloof.
Well, you can't portray black people as
criminals. I mean white men.
Yeah, I mean you can't portray black people.
Well, that's what
as
I'm getting to.
criminals.
Like you can't portray any black person as anything less than the best person in the commercial, unless it's a black dude. As long as he has a black woman that's smarter than him, you're good. You know, or even a white woman that's smart. I mean, seriously, you know, like you're good. But if you got a white dude, he can't do shit. Like if you got a white dude and a woman of any nationality, she gets center stage. He's the dumbass. You know, like, and it's like we see what you're doing. You know, like at this point, it's just kind of forced. It's like I don't care necessarily, but it's something you notice.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, dude. Like, now, do I care that the woman was the one that came up and handed the kid? No, I don't care. I mean, because the dad's obviously doing something manly. He's putting together the AT-AT.
Yep.
You know, that's what dads do at Christmas. They put together the toys.
The dad looks like Galen Erso.
A little bit. So, yeah, I mean, that doesn't bother me that much. But that is something I think that needs to be talked about. Again, it doesn't bother me. It's just something you notice.
Well, I mean, like, what I have to wonder is who are these people who are able to get their, like, angry letters of your commercial offended me read? Because I have sent things to people and they gave no fucks about it.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder, like, who are these people
who are able to get
their emails through?
I don't think there was any people. I think it's just, you know, like, people of our generation grew up.
Someone graduated from college with a gender study degree.
Got into fucking making commercials, got into marketing, and
so,
like
you can't do that.
I mean, because look, dude, it's Hollywood and marketing and all these things are ran basically by liberals. So you know it's going to happen that way. You know, that's just how they are.
They can't figure it out though.
No,
they can't. Like, if it's so obvious that everyone
now,
knows
I will say
what
that
you're
there
doing.
might have been a point where people were like, you know, like maybe black people were like, come on, you got to give us a bone. You know, like that might have happened, you know, but like I don't think it's as big of a problem as they make it seem by forcing this diversity. You know, I think there's a lot of virtue signaling going on.
I will tell you the dumbest point of forced diversity that's ever been done by anybody ever was done in real life.
Yeah.
And it was done by Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, where he literally made his cabinet or whatever the hell it is they have up there. It's like literally it's like an equal representation of men and women from every race and religion ever. Like it's so completely like he's probably the only white person on it. Right? And it's like
and that's fine if those people actually were qualified.
But is it fine? Because like nowhere on the planet do you find an equal distribution.
Oh no, I mean I agree
of
with that. I'm just saying like I mean like look, if he had to pass over people of other nationalities and shit,
he did.
You know, just to make it that way, then that's fucked up.
It is.
You know,
diversity for literally the only reason of it for being is just for diversity.
Yeah.
Then there's no point in being diverse.
No.
You can have diversity when diversity is a naturally occurring thing. Like I mean like I'm not saying like let's go back to segregation or anything like that.
Oh fuck, that's what the fucking extreme leftists want to do.
Well, yeah. Forced diversity is almost meaningless.
Yeah.
Because just because you're
Well, I mean, it almost is a form of segregation.
It is.
Because it's like, look here. We got the black guy. We got the white guy. We got the white woman. We got the black woman. We got the Indian. We got, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we got the guy that doesn't know what he is.
Look, we got them all in their own little spot, you know, on the panel.
We've divided them into separate housing groups.
Yeah.
But no, this is equal. This isn't segregation.
Yeah.
You can't miss this girl.
Lisa! What took you so long?
Stop! Did you see that? She might as well have a glass of bourbon and a cigar in her mouth. What took you so long? Like, that's more than Indiana Jones. She's tougher than Indiana Jones.
What's
Show
wrong
that
with
again.
that, though?
Yeah, I mean, again, like, look, as far as, like, little girls and little boys playing together, man, I played with little girls. I played Star Wars with little girls.
Hell yeah, I
when I
played
was a
Jurassic
kid.
Park with this little girl named Lucy.
You know, there are plenty of girls that like shit like this. I mean, yeah, it may not be reflective of the population as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, look, why not have a little girl that's tough? You know, I mean, fuck it.
I mean, she was clearly Rey.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a cool little surprise at the end of the commercial, like, oh, my sister's out here playing too.
Exactly.
I mean, they want Star Wars to be a family thing. It's Disney.
Yep.
And normally it was more of a father-son thing. So I honestly don't have a problem with them wanting to pull women into
Yeah, I
it
have
because
no
all
problem.
that does is fuel the franchise for me to watch more movies.
Exactly.
So as long as we don't get a 50 Shades of Yoda, I'll be okay.
What took you so long?
And she beats up two men whose only job in life is murdering. Women don't have these
I mean, that's
fantasies.
a
We need
good
more
point.
female superheroes. No, we don't. Women don't
Because it's
fantasize.
imagination, Gavin.
Yeah, it's imagination, and again, it's sci-fi. Who cares? Sci-fi can be pretty much anything.
I mean, I don't think I ever played like a game of either, Cops and Robbers or Star Wars or Jurassic Park where I ended up getting defeated.
Yeah.
I always won, okay?
It's about breaking a bank robbery apart and getting all the bad guys. They're not as strong as us, for one.
I mean, it clearly even shows right there that everything happening is in the kid's head. It's the kid's imagination. They're just
Yeah.
having fun, Gavin.
This kid's having fun.
Power of imagination.
All right, that's enough.
But now,
I'm especially-
those are rich parents, though. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like a $350,000 house.
Yeah.
Their kids had the $60 lightsabers.
There's just definitely some affluenza going on there.
Oh yeah.
I'm pissed off because I waited forever for Jason Bourne to get on demand, and I had to pay $50.99 because it was only available to buy. And I'm watching it going, wait a minute, why is this insanely hot woman 50% of the movie? What's her role now? Oh, she's a hacker. She's a hacker? She's a hacker who's going to bring Jason Bourne back. By the way, Jason Bourne's mad at the government because they killed his fucking father. And this chick is the hacker who's going to find him and go, we need you back, buddy. What took you so long? Hackers don't look like this.
I'm cool with them looking like that.
Some of them do.
Yeah, some of them do. I mean, look, and hacking's like not even like anybody can be a hacker. You know,
I mean,
like all
it's
you gotta do is
true.
have a computer.
It is true. Most of them look like you and me.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, but I mean,
if
if he's gonna be mad about a female
For
hacker,
the sake of a fucking movie, who the fuck cares?
if he's gonna be mad about a female hacker, he really needs to turn it back a couple decades to
Yeah.
the early '90s with Angelina Jolie's movie Hackers.
Yeah,
So, I mean-
exactly. I mean, look, dude, I love Gavin, but I think he might have come off a little more sexist here than he should have. You know, again, I'm not one to throw that around very
that
much.
is something that like if there's like one thing that I haven't really liked about Gavin is that he. And it's not. I don't know.
Well, I think
if
he
you
does
could
it
even
on
call
purpose.
Sexist. It's more the traditional role form for him.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
know?
it's but he goes so far with it that it comes off
Exactly.
as sexist. Like it doesn't. Like I'm not saying it is sexist. I'm just saying it comes off.
He
that way.
sounds like the old men that the current feminist
Yeah.
movement thinks wants to keep them from
I mean,
doing
I don't get offended by it, obviously. And,
No, you still watch them.
exactly.
Hackers look like this. You just
I mean,
ruined
we did
another
just say
movie
that.
by
Yeah.
cramming your agenda into it. Look, I'm not liberal, but it's got to get to the point now where even liberals are going, can you stop cramming your homework into my entertainment?
And look, I mean, I consider myself a liberal. I'm very, very far to the right from most liberals that we come to think about the term liberal.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's just like, look, dude, at a certain point, can't we just have things feel natural?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean-
like, and just, again, Star Wars is whatever. It's fine.
They did
I
it
have no
right.
problems with it. They do a good job with it.
I mean, if that's what if literally their agenda is the feminist or SJW progressive agenda or whatever it is, they do it well, and you don't really notice it too hard.
Exactly. The biggest problem with that is the actual feminists and SJWs in the world that will use it, to their advantage, to be like, Star Wars is my movie now.
If they,
it's like,
tried
no,
to come out and say
Star
that,
Wars is for everybody. Shut the fuck up.
If they tried to come out and say that, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Who's the guy that died in the middle of Hoth? What was his name? Well, I don't know. That was the bad movies.
Oh, the one thing I'll say about this movie is, like, they introduced a lot of new fucking planets.
Yeah, but it was cool.
It was cool, but I was like, wait, what? What are these places they're talking about?
They did it. They did something in Star Wars that's never been done before either. Well, two things, actually. One, there was no screen crawl.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up too.
Which I was glad about that. Because they need
save that for the actual
and that's
episodes.
what they've said that they're doing.
Yeah.
But they debated on it.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense, though, because, like, these movies are what the crawls explain.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Kinda,
like,
yeah.
Episode 4's crawl was explaining this movie.
Explained this major victory. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, that makes sense that they wouldn't have them.
And then the other thing that they did that they haven't done in other Star Wars movies was they actually would label the shit that they're going to, like, hey, this is Eadu, scientific outpost for the Empire.
You know what else I liked was the they did it a couple times in this movie. It was the iconic scene of, like, the long shot with the ships coming in, but the guys in the foreground, in the tower. Like, because it always makes me think of the Family Guy, where it's like pew pew.
Yeah. I thought the last one of that was the best, where he looked like because normally I guess he's tracking the ship that's leaving, and because it didn't have, like, a flight pattern or whatever, he was just like, well, what the hell?
Well,
he just kind of looks at it like, fuck it, we ain't gonna shoot this one down.
Yeah.
By the way, just as I said with Ghostbusters, this Rogue One is going to flop.
Okay, look,
I don't think so. I mean, look, the reason. All right, let's put this in perspective. The reason Ghostbusters flopped, number one, every trailer was bad. Mm-hmm. Number two, it was a shitty fucking movie. Like, everything, like, the controversy surrounding it turned people off. Like, so much bad shit about Ghostbusters. Star Wars is fucking Star Wars, dude. Like, it's gonna take a lot of bad juju to ruin any Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
it's going to take a lot more than a bad trailer, and the trailers were good.
I mean,
and the movie's pretty good.
If Jar Jar Binks and what some people call Mannequin Skywalker didn't do it, I think we're okay.
If the prequels didn't ruin Star Wars, I don't think this little one-off movie is going to do it.
And I mean, really, let's also think about it like everybody wanted a new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah,
everybody wanted it. But they wanted it with the original cast. And then when Ramis died, they kind of shooed that away. And then out of nowhere, here they come. Hey, we got a Ghostbusters movie coming out. Oh, you do? Yeah, we're going to do a shit ton of them. One of them's going to be all women. One of them's going to be all black people. One of them's going to be all ghosts. It's going to be
why
fucking
can't we just
nuts.
have a normal fucking movie?
I mean, like, it wasn't even a reboot, was it?
No, it was supposed to be, but it was really just a remake.
Well, because,
honestly.
like, they come up with, like, all the shit, even though, like, the old Ghostbusters, they're not. Wait, you said they are referenced or they aren't? Because I still haven't watched
they're not. They're in all of them.
I know they
cameos.
meant cameos. Yeah. But like,
no, it's
they don't
totally
even
new
reference like
no.
an event in the 1980s. No. Okay, so it's a complete reboot.
It's a remake. Don't call it a reboot, because a reboot would insinuate that they actually did something that would want them to keep making more. It didn't do that. Like it was a shot for shot, point for point remake.
Well, my favorite thing is that these Hollywood executives, like, obviously they're so full of themselves. Like, because when they announced this Ghostbusters movie, they announced I think at least one more, if not two more, and those are canned now, completely canned.
Yeah.
Just like when they came out with oh shit, what was it? Oh yeah, Fantastic Four. They're like, yeah, sequel's already in pre-production, and then after the first week, they said, never mind. Fantastic Four will never see a sequel. Not this one anyway.
No.
Like, they get so full of themselves, they put out all these like crazy, like futuristic production schedules without even having any guarantee that the movie's gonna make a dime.
Well, and two, like, again, the problem with Ghostbusters is it was just fucking, number one, the writing was bad. Number two, they let them improv way too much. And at the end of the day, like, it came off as being like a movie that was like a property that was handled by people that didn't give a shit about the property.
Right.
And that's what fucked them. Like, if they could have made a movie that was at least halfway respectful to the original fucking franchise, it would have been a completely different ballgame. It probably still wouldn't have done as good, but they may not have lost money. Because that movie's still, that shit's still sitting at a loss right now. But no, like Rogue One, dude, that theater was packed tonight.
Oh yeah.
And usually, like these days, especially since they've started doing preview screenings earlier and earlier. See, it used to be you had like midnight.
It was midnight.
That was it. And then they started doing like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like all day Thursday.
No, I feel like they probably started at either 8 or 9 tonight.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like most movies that do that, like now, like unless it's like a big one, like there's 3 or 4 people in the theater.
And it's important to
Star Wars
point out though that all of the Thursday showings and all of the Friday showings and all of the Saturday showings, they're sold out.
No, that's not just, I mean, eventually people might, because they are planning a Star Wars movie every year for the foreseeable future. People might get
Well,
people might get tired of it. The bubble might burst eventually.
Well, but see,
right now
they're
people are
doing
still
it
on
this
the
way.
high.
That's why they're doing it this way, because we're getting a main story every 2 years.
Yeah.
And we're getting a completely new take on the genre every other year.
And that's one thing I heard somebody make a point about too, is like all the movies it's gonna end up being like the Assassin's Creed video games. It's gonna start to suffer around about episode 8 and but I mean you gotta think like the same people aren't working on every movie.
No.
They got a different team on every movie. They got different writers, different directors. Different the whole different. It's not like the same people are working on every one, running out of ideas.
This movie was not composed by John Williams.
No.
Which, interesting story, he actually just started, he not composing, but he went in to start recording.
That's gotta, I was thinking about this tonight too. That's gonna be a rough job for somebody like John Williams or like Danny Elfman or somebody like that.
Yeah.
They have a specific style and they do all these movies and they like, especially for like Star Wars, like as many as he's done. Do you think he runs out of ideas? Like he's got to run out of ideas for the score eventually, right? He's like, man, I've done fucking 8 of these movies already, or 7 or whatever.
What you really have to think of though is that the shit that he said no to in the 70s, like the ideas he came up with then, he can revisit now and tweak them. But I mean, I feel that someone like John Williams or even Danny Elfman, if they didn't feel that they could do it or that they didn't feel the want to do it, then they wouldn't. Because they're not doing it for the money and they're not doing it for the fame or the credit now.
Yeah.
They've got those things. They're doing it now because they feel at least a connection to it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, John Williams is going to die soon. Like,
he's getting
2016 still got a few more days, all right? So, I mean, it's been a bad year. I mean, hell, dude, Alan Thicke died the other day.
Yeah.
I like Alan Thicke. A lot of people don't.
Alan Thicke was cool.
I mean, he was like, like cool, crazy dad.
Yeah.
From Growing Pains, and he's a cool dude.
Who else has died this year? A bunch of people.
It's fucking Harambe.
Dicks out, bitches.
Fucking,
There's been a few. All right, let's just,
fucking, I can't think of his name. David Bowie, he's dead as shit.
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of people. I'm just...
Lemmy, he's dead
as
shit.
Oh, yeah, Lemmy. Fucking Lemmy. God damn, dude. What the fuck? We might do a year-end review on the next show.
The astronaut, the first man to orbit the Earth,
that guy just died last week.
He died.
Okay, so that's... I don't really have anything else to say. Gavin Mcinnes, I love you, dude, but...
Yeah, you're funny.
I think you're
the
wrong
Rebel's
about this one.
But, yeah.
I mean, you made some good points in that video, but Rogue One is not going to flop. It's going to be at least a few more films before we can even start talking about Star Wars being something people don't care about anymore.
I mean, honestly, I don't see them losing money all the way up until Episode 9,
No.
and I would say the movie after that, but they haven't said what it's about yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, there's no way Episode 8 flops.
No.
At all.
No.
And there's absolutely no way that the Han Solo movie
Well, at this
flops.
point, like, people are still ready for them. Like, people are still like, oh, sweet, more Star Wars.
Well, like, I did hear something, though, that this might be the last trilogy. Like, they may not
I thought they were going to go all the way to 12.
Well, see, that was what they originally said, but more recently I've been hearing that this will be the last trilogy. which would mean that we'd go from probably getting like for these first 6 years, one every year, to where we'd probably only get one every 2 to 3 years.
Shit, what if like when we're like 60 years old, they just reboot the shit all together and just start back off with A New Hope again with like all new actors?
No,
and
at that point, the records would have been like blurred somehow.
Yeah.
Due to the great internet wars of the 2030s.
Yeah.
That they'll start off with the Phantom Menace. They'll be like, the very first Star Wars ever made.
Fuck.
And then you and me will be like, you're wrong. You're wrong.